All right.
So, we're on week number 4.
Yes, I think so, right?
Week 4. It's middle of the week. So, the reason we're doing this a little early is because you're traveling to Spain
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Explain what that race is and
Last year, I ran a 10K in LA. It's called the Global Energy 10K. Some company called Bimbo puts it on. I think it's like a Spanish company. But I guess they have a bunch of them all around the world, mostly in like the United States and Southern America, it seems like. But in the Hispanic countries in Europe, they have them too. So it's all on the same day. They have a bunch of them, 10K, and the winner of each race gets a trip to Spain. So all the winners are going to be there. So it's like a championship race, I guess, if you think about it. Yeah. So
a lot of good competition.
there should be. I don't know. I didn't look at all the times of all the winners, but I would assume. And I met somebody who had won this trip before. That was at the Hoka race that I went to, and he's really good. And I asked him. I was like, he went to Madrid, and I asked him how he did, and he's like, I got my butt whipped, and he's real good. So I was like, okay. It's probably different every year. You never know. Races
Right.
change every year, but yeah, that's the kind of the concept of it. And then whoever wins this year gets to go to Argentina next year. So that'd be cool. Like the schedule, I guess, kind of breakdown is 3 workouts a week. The first one being like a shorter speed kind of workout. That's like the track workout we did. And then the second workout would be like a mid-range kind of a tempo workout, like an 8-mile tempo or 2-mile repeats or mile repeats, something in between like 6 to 10 miles, 6 to 12 miles. And it's going to be fast, like moderate, like a tempo type of workout. And then the third workout towards the end of the week, like Saturday, Sunday, would be like a long run, like a 19-mile, 18-mile, 20-mile workout, something like that. So that's kind of the way the breakdowns have been so far. And then in between, you do easy miles, 6 miles easy after a hard workout, or 8 miles moderate, or
Okay.
10 miles moderate, 12 miles moderate, something like that. So instead of having like, most people would think like, oh, my rest day would be not running. For right now, my rest day is like 6 miles easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the day of the race, on my schedule, my training schedule, I have a 3-mile warm up before the race. Then I race the 10K. Then I have a 8-mile run after the race. So 17 miles the day of the race. So yeah, it's not just a race, it's a workout, and then I continue my workout after the race. It's pretty fun. I thought it was funny. I've never done that before, but
How many miles are you getting in
I think
a week right now?
right now it's like 85.
85?
Yeah, that's like what I've been given. I think it might go up as time goes by, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll go up. I'm assuming it's probably going to go up to like 90 something maybe.
Right, okay.
But it hasn't been too bad. I've been kind of dealing with shin splints in my right shin, so hopefully that goes away. I doubt it's just gonna go away, but I've been trying to like ice it and run on soft surfaces. That's why when we went to like Sunset, I've stayed on that dirt the whole time.
Okay.
So I've been
yeah.
trying to like stay out the concrete and wear that sleeve. I've been wearing a compression sleeve. Usually I don't wear a compression sleeve, but compression kind of helps for stuff like that. But yeah, I guess injuries are part of it when you start doing lots of volume and lots of hard workouts.
I'm sure that's where the weight
Yeah,
training will
yeah.
help out also.
Also just being smart. Like I said, not running on concrete. I'll just always run on concrete, but I don't think it was ever an issue because I was never doing this type of work. I think having not done this work before, you got to learn how your body responds to that stuff. So
Right.
always learning how to not. I think the biggest trick to a lot of like marathon blocks is to make it through without getting injured. I think that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah. Are you doing any weight training incorporated
I'm
into your training?
I'm supposed to, yeah, but I haven't. I've been talking to Max Jones. I've talked to him on and off for a couple of years now, and he offered, when he saw we were doing the videos and doing this stuff, like he was like, hey, let me help you out. So I haven't met up with him yet, but we've been talking. He's gonna help do some of
Okay.
that. Like he knows a lot about the plyometrics and strength and fitness and flexibility and all that stuff. So if I can get with him, that's something that I'm not an expert on by any
Right.
means. So
Right.
yeah, but I am supposed to be doing something like once a week usually, some sort of strength and injury prevention. I think is a
Right.
lot what it is. Yeah, but no, I haven't done that. I've been kind of slacking on that.
So I caught up with you at the track, doing some speed work.
Yeah.
Can you explain that whole workout?
So yeah, that was what, yesterday? Right?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny when you do workouts at 4 in the morning and like the next day it doesn't seem like the next day. Yeah, that was just like it wasn't a super hard workout. I would say it kind of felt more like a tune-up. It was a little bit short in terms of like the workouts I have been doing. It was 1.5 miles, and then 5 by 300, and you do 2 sets of that. And the 1.5 mile, it's a progression without actually stopping. So if you think of it in 3 sections, 800 meters, 800 meters, 800 meters. So it's like half mile, half mile, half mile. And each 800 meters you're going to progress. The first one is like half marathon pace. The second one is 10K pace. And the last one's like your 5K pace. So that's kind of what that workout was. And then I think we did like a 400 meter jog after that. And then jumped into the 5 by 300s. And for people that don't know, 300 meters is like a little bit less than a quarter of a mile. So you're doing a mile and a half, a quarter of a mile, quarter of a mile, quarter of a mile, quarter of a mile, quarter of a mile. And then you jump back in and do the mile and a half again, and then the quarter miles again.
Okay.
So that's like a speed workout-ish, I guess. It depends. It's all depending on what you're running. If you're training for a marathon, I think that's like a speed-ish workout. If you were training for like a 1 mile race, that'd be a long workout. Yeah, so it all depends on what you're training for. And obviously, the speed that you run those reps is going to be dependent on what your half marathon best is, your 5K best is, and your 10K best is. So anybody can do those workouts, and you could adjust them to what your pace is.
So when did you first notice JJ or first met him, or first race against him?
Yeah, so like Vegas is a small running scene, so if you're like like a faster runner, you typically know at races like who's there and who's probably going to take it because everyone knows everyone's speed typically.
Right.
So my buddy Colin Corrigan and I were at Susan Komen Race for the Cure 5K down in Fremont. I think probably like 4 years back or so, maybe even 5. Time goes by quick, but. Yeah, so Colin and I entered in the 5K, and we all shoot off, and I don't see anybody else there, so I think that Colin's gonna take it. And I see this kid with like long basketball shorts that's taking the lead. So I'm like, all right, whoever that guy is, he's probably gonna just drop out. And so my buddy Colin's like in second, just like sitting back, and then after mile 1. Whoever this kid was in basketball shorts, which was JJ, kept the pace up and eventually just like took the race. And after the race, I introduced myself to him,
Okay.
and said like, whoa, like you run? Are you local? Are you from out of town? And he was like, yeah, I'm local. I just like do this race like once a year. And like at the time, he wasn't really like training for anything or even running on a consistent basis, but just like runs a pretty fast 5K time.
Right, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You've done about 3 of his workouts so far, or at least I've been to 3 of them that you've done them with.
Yeah, I've done the same workout just at a much slower time
Okay.
than him. 'Cause I don't think anybody in Vegas can keep up with him at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference in his performance since he started this training?
Well, I can definitely tell that, he's always been in good shape.
Right.
And I think he'll tell you, like, before he wasn't as like, serious about it. And now with his training just being much more consistent and having like an exact workout, specific workout every day almost. Yeah, I mean, he always says he's in good shape and he feels good. So, yeah, I mean, he's just at this level and he's just keeps going a little bit higher. So, yeah.
Cool. So how is it working out with him? Like you said, he's at another level than us normal people. But
Yeah.
like, you did the hill workout with him. You've done the track workout with him.
Yeah, I mean, just like even just meeting him from the get-go, he's always been really relaxed, and I think anybody that like has met him or has interacted with him will tell you he's really chill and nonchalant about everything. So, yeah, I mean, he just cranks out fast paces, fast intervals, and just makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Yeah. I noticed watching him at the few workouts I've been with him. He's just makes it look easy.
Yeah, his stride looks good. He just looks comfortable, and even when he's just cranking out those fast paces, like I won't really see an expression from his face. You know, he doesn't have that like it doesn't look like he's grinding. Like I don't know, it doesn't look like he's struggling at all. He just looks like he's just running.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing else has been really going on. Nothing so far. I'm happy to actually get to run a race. I like racing a lot. I don't really like training. Like, in my opinion, like doing this type of training there's nothing wrong with it. It works. It gets you really fit, but the way I do it, if I was on my own, the way I've always done it is, if I feel good, I feel like doing a workout, I go do a workout, and
Right.
you feel good on that workout. Doing stuff like this, it's just you're totally you're putting your body to the maximum nonstop. You're only recovering enough just so you can just be recovered, and then you jump back in. That's not the to me, that's not the funnest way to do it. It's definitely not the funnest way to do it, but
But you're feeling and seeing results.
yeah, you feel results, definitely, yeah. But my mentality has always been, just because I do it more because I like to do it, I like to enjoy it. I've always been the kind of person where if I don't enjoy something, then I'm not going to do it. This is obviously for something, so I'll do it, and I still enjoy it, but yeah, for people that look at the best athletes, LeBron James or Michael Jordan, whoever you want to look at, and people say like, oh yeah, they're just good. Believe me, it's not just that. Yeah.
Right.
They work harder than anybody else. And it's not always fun to work super duper hard every day. Like you think it's just all fun and games, but it's really not. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I've been thinking about that. You're just grinding your body to dust, basically. What are you gonna do? That's the marathon. I think
That's
the
the
marathon
plan.
training is like extra grindy though, compared to other stuff, you know? There's not a lot of glamour on running. It's kind of just like very, repetitious and boring, really.
Until race day, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm in a race, I'm gonna race. Even if I told myself not to race, I still wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, just mentally, like,
Yeah.
I'm racing, I don't care.
Yeah. Sometimes that gets me into trouble too, because I've been in races where there's people that are way better than I am. Like the first year I ran rock and roll here. Rock and roll gets crazy good people. Like one year, some guy ran like 101 for the half, which is like world class. Like, and I was not near as fast as I am now. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I wasn't experienced in the half marathon. And I was probably running like 20 miles a week or something. But locally in 5Ks, I would win a lot of the 5Ks. So I just had that mentality of, yeah, I could race with anybody. And I went out with the elite runners and ran with them for like 6 miles. Not even with the front people, but just in a pack in the front. And like, by the end of the race, I was running like 9-minute mile pace. And just for context, the beginning I was running like sub 5-minute pace. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But that's because if I'm in a race, I'm going to be racing.
Right.
Whether it's smart or not. What are you going to race for if you're not racing, right? I don't know, that's my mentality anyway.
Spend the money to get in the race. You might as well
Yeah.
race. Not work out.
Like I said, it doesn't always work out the best for you, but yeah, I've learned the hard way too in those longer races, like the trail marathons and trail ultras. You got to really temper that mentality down when you do those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you should do, Karen. Trail ultras.
Oh, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just get on that. Call in sick to work and run an ultra.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Perfect. Done.
Duh. So you just don't jump in races at all?
What's my happy place? I don't want to cloud it with people.
I could see that.
Becomes less fun and more work.
I think, yeah, that is the total opposite the way I think about it. Running and when I'm not in a race is totally work. And when I'm in the race, it's not work at all. It's just fun. Yeah.
I mean, it's the exact opposite.
That is the total opposite. Yeah.
Because also, like, if I'm gonna race, I want to win, and then like that takes all my fun, like zen, escape time away.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just focused on winning.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on the way you think about it. Because when I'm in a race, I'm not thinking really about winning. It's just a byproduct of running as hard as you can. Right?
It's just something that comes naturally. It just happens.
It either happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think, to me, racing is not necessarily about winning or losing. It's just about running as hard as you can. Who cares what everyone else is doing? For the most part. Yeah. Unless you're running with like your buddy that you train with and you gotta beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that'd be the difference. But see, you're not racing anybody.
I know, it's just me. And my ADD is like free to roam. It's literally like, ooh, dog, let's go this way.
Do you do that in a race?
No, just like when I'm out by myself.
Yeah.
Makes it fun.
My dog ran away from me yesterday when I had her at the park. It was not good.
Did you get your 5 o'clock feeding medicine time now?
I did. Every day.